So, hi class, my name is Francis. Uh, I will be your Spanish teacher, and I believe that we are doing well. So today, I'm going to introduce the Spanish language to you. And Spanish is a very nice language that you can learn with much ease. It doesn't have so many complications. It's just like another language. But basically, if you want to learn a language very fast, the best thing to do is to learn, practice, speak with other people, research a lot, listen a lot, and do what is required. So today, I want us to look at what we call Espanol. Espanol is what we call Spanish. And the reason as why we call it Espanol is because of this M that has this mark on top, which we call a tilde. So that tilde gives it what we call the N, Y Swahili sound. That's why we talk about Espanol, but not Espanol. So today, I'll be taking you through what we call el abecedario or abecedario. So remember we have different versions. So in Spain they say abecedario. In the South American continent they say abecedario. So the difference is where we have letter C. So we're going to see where the difference comes in and why. So let's begin with letter A. So letter A will be pronounced as A. A. Letter B will be B. C can be C or D. So depending on the origin of the speaker. Letter D is D. E is A. F is F. G is H. So we don't use the G sound in this case. We're going to have what we call a strong G, a strong H sound. A strong H sound. So we say H, H, but not J or G. Then we have letter H. Remember, the H is a silent letter in Spanish, so we will not say it with the sound, but the sound is silent. We say H. Then we have I, which is E. J is Jota. We don't say Jota because the sound of letter J does not exist in Spanish, so we will not say Jota, but Jota. Letter K is Ka. Letter L is Ele. Ele. Then between letter L and M, we have double L, which carries this sound. You can say Alie, Alie. We have that say Alie, depending on where they come from. This Alie, Alie, Alie. M is Eme, Eme. N is Ene, so similar to M, Ene. Then we have letter O, which is O, O. Letter P is P, Q is Q, R is Ere, S is Ese, and T is T. Then we have letter U, which is U. Letter V is Ube. So in this case, our V will carry what we call a B sound. So you hear me say Ube, Ube, but not Ube. Then W is made up of two V's, a V and another V. So that becomes Ube Thoble, but not Doble, Ube Thoble, because of what? The V that can becomes a B, and then our D in this case takes what we call a TH sound. X is X, and Y is Y, Y. Z is zeta or beta. So the sound of letter Z does not exist in Spanish. The sound of letter Z does not exist in Spanish. And therefore we're going to use what we call the S sound or the TH sound. Then between letter N and O, we can introduce another sound, another letter, which is this N now, that has what? This mark, which is called the tilde. So in this case, this one carries what we call the NY sound, Enye, Enye, Enye. From the ones who may be speaking a language called Swahili, they know this Enye, but not Enye. So Enye, 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 Enye. So that is what we call the alphabet. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, AD or AG or AG, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Don't forget U, UB, UB doble, beta. Then from the alphabet, we derive what we call vocales. So vocales are what we call vowels in English. So we have A, E, E, O, O. So in a free time, you can try that. A, E, O, O, O. Then, once you've gone through the alphabet, it is always necessary and very good, a good thing to learn what we call the sounds. Because without the sounds, you won't be able to read and write. So we call them sonidos, but not sonidos, sonidos. And then in Spanish, we usually start with what we call a definite article. So we have los. In English, this one will translate to the sounds. But we don't need that article in English, just the sounds. So let's begin with letter C, which was say. So in English, it is different from what we have in Spanish. So we will say letter C, followed by E, or followed by letter I. We pronounce them with a TH or S sound. Pronounce them with a T or a S sound. Let's give an example. So if I want to talk about CE, I'm going to say C or C. C or C or CI. C or C. C, C. For example, let's have a word like this one and this one. So I'm going to say Sena or Thena. Sena, Thena, Cien, Thien. Then letter C followed by A, O, and O. We're going to have a case sound, meaning that this one becomes Ka, this one becomes Ko, and this one becomes Ku. So I'm going to have what? Let's say Kasa, Kosa, and Kuchara. See, so the first two we take TH or S sound, but these three are going to have what we call the K sound. So Kosa, Kasa, and Kuchara. Now, when talking about letter D, we usually say that most of the time letter D takes a TH sound. For example, we have what we call Unithaf. So where we have letter D, use a TH sound. So I'm going to say Unithaf, Unithaf, Unithaf. Alright? We can pick another example, a common one, which is this one. So in this case, my D comes before R, therefore it takes a TH sound. So you hear me say Patre, 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 and we also have Matre. But sometimes you get to have a stronger sound for letter D, more so it comes at the beginning of a word. For example, we have a word like dinero, dinero. So most of the time you don't get a clear TH sound, dinero. Letter G followed by E or I, we take what we call a strong H sound. So here we say he and he. For example, we have gemelo, gemelo, but not J, not G, gemelo. Then you also have gimnasio, gimnasio, gimnasio. So it is not G, not G, but gimnasio, gemelo, gimnasio. So that is very important to understand as a learner. And then of this, we also have G, A, G, O, and GU. So this, once we take the normal G sound, so I'm going to say gar, like gastar, gastar. Then we have another example. We can have gora, and what we call gustar. So gastar, gora, and gustar. So that is where we have G followed by A, O, and U. But remember, GE and GI are strong H sound. He and he. Okay, let's look at another letter which is also very important. Another letter which is very, very important. Let's look at letter H. So in the alphabet, I had told you that letter H is what we call Arche. Arche. So I'm going to say when I'm teaching, I will be telling you that letter H is a silent letter, meaning that you do not give it any sound. So it becomes a silent letter. So for example, I have Ola. So Ola is a greeting. So if I say Ola, tell me Ola. So we don't include the H sound. Then we have letter J. So letter J in the alphabet, I told you that it is hotter. And therefore, I am going to reciprocate the same sound. So I'm going to use a strong H sound, a strong one. So I will hear me say something like harabe, harabe, Hirafa, Hirafa, Harabe, Hirafa, but not Ja, not He, so not that one. Very important. Then on this side we have the next one, that is we have letter J, then double L. Double L is what we call alien or alien in alphabet. So most of the time you find this one is a Y sound, though it can have different sounds. But let's pick just one example and use this one. So I won't say Kale, but Kaye, 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 or Kaye. So they have different sounds depending on the origin of the speaker. A word like Yamar, Yamar. So this is very important because if I say Yamar, you may be tempted to use what we call letter Y, and that is not allowed. So I'm going to use double N to mean that. Now, the next thing is the letter that I was trying to explain at the beginning, the Enye with a tilde, that is N with a tilde, which is usually Enye. So I'm going to say that this one is pronounced with what we call the N, white Swahili sound for the ones who speak Swahili. So I'm going to say señorita, se, but not se, señorita, señorita. And we have what we call Espanol. So Espanol is the language. It can also be used as an adjective to describe a man from Spain. Espanol and señorita, but not señorita, not Espanol. That is very important to understand as a learner. Then we have letter Q, which was Q in the alphabet. So we're going to have this one carrying what we call a K sound. And letter Q in Spanish is always followed by U and E or U and I. So this is what happens. When you see Q, U and E, you give this one a K sound, deny the U, H sound. In this case, it means that it has become silent. And therefore, what do? You connect K to E, then your sound becomes K. Very important. Same case to this one, you do the same. So give Q a K sound, U becomes silent, then it means that you connect K to I, and your sound becomes K. So what is the next thing? Give an example. We can say Kemar, 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 Kemar. And then 15. Remember CE was what? Se or se. You can say 15 or 15. 15, 15. Then lastly we have letter Z, which we say that the sound of letter Z does not exist in Spanish. And therefore we're going to improvise a sound. For example, this one. So we're going to have loose instead of lose, loose or loose. So you hear me say loose or loose. And I have the word like pass or path. So this is very important. So learning the sounds is very important. Make sure that you don't give the Z sound and the J sound in Spanish. So that is what we call the Spanish alphabet, and also the sounds, which you must practice them, which you must understand them, and then you enjoy the learning of Spanish as a foreign language, which is very important. And then make sure that every time you learn something, you put the same into practice. Try to listen more and more, and then you can also write, because that will help you a lot to understand. Otherwise, muchas gracias por escucharme. Soy Francisco. Thanks a lot for listening to me. I am Francis. Adios.